The Rockers are gonna roll.
The Detroit Rockers, 1992 NPSL champs, are back at Cobo Arena for a third action-packed season of indoor soccer excitement, featuring Superman Andy Chapman and goalie sensation Brian the Goose Finnerty. Tickets only $14 and $10. Kids $7. Tickets on sale now for all home games at the box office at all Ticketmasters.
It's alive and kicking. Alive and kicking.
And welcome back to Cobo Arena as we just catch the end of the Detroit Rockers introductions. And we see Jay White coming out onto the field. A nice honor guard there made up of local youth soccer players, welcoming each Rocker player onto the field. And if we get a chance to take a look at the lineups for this afternoon's game. And we see the defenders for the Detroit Rockers this afternoon. Good to see Pedro De Brito back in uniform. All-star defender Randy Prescott, Jay White the enforcer, captain of the Rockers, Marco Rizzi, one of the newcomers to the Rockers lineup, and Tommy Isserov, a veteran of 4 seasons with the Chicago Power. And just backing up to the goalkeepers, number 0 Kenny Gabriel, hasn't seen too much action so far this season, and Brian the Goose Finnerty, who is in fact starting his 18th consecutive game this afternoon. Moving on into midfield, young Scott Geraghty really starting to find his feet in the Rockers uniform now. Jason Gordon, newcomer. Ron Pfeiffer, returning after injury. Local product from Livonia Stevenson, Lars Richters. And the NPSL co-player of the month for the month of December. Last season's NPSL Rookie of the Year, Sean Bowers. And if we get a chance to look at the forwards, there we see Billy Ronson, the last midfielder on the list, and the forwards Tim Ernst, Eloy Salgado, and Superman Andy Chapman, who we just witnessed in a fairly unique event, being sworn in as American citizen. We'll now take the opportunity to listen to Mr. Dale Hicks, the Star Spangled Banner. That's a very stirring rendition of the national anthem of Mr. Dale Hicks, actually performing double duty this afternoon, having sung God Bless America in Andy Chapman's swearing-in ceremony. So as we get a chance there to see the Canton Invaders make their way towards the bench, we'll take a look at their lineup. George Valenzuela, who played last night for Canton in Dayton. Canton lost 26-11. And Frank Arlaski, who gets the start this afternoon against the Rockers. Moving on to the defenders, Keenan Michael, Oscar Bizzano back in uniform with the injury to number 6 Denzel Antonio, who will not see action this afternoon. Benny Dargle, Bobby D'Annunzio and Troy Edwards rounding out the defence. In midfield, Ali Kazamani, former MSL player, Dick McCormick and Alex Tarnosi. Quality players in midfield for the Invaders. And the forwards for Canton, Kenny Pryor, number 19 Kia, who will not be in uniform, having got injured against the Rockers on Friday in Canton. 20 Gino De Florio, very dangerous player, and young John Dugan, back after missing last season through injury, after a very good rookie season with the Hershey Impact 2 years ago. And we're just about ready for the start, Nick.
This is going to be a great game. Rockers need to come out with an early start here. Canton last night, very physical game against the Dayton Dynamo. I was talking to Bobby D'Annunzio before the game. He said there was 30 minutes of penalties in that game. 22 against Canton, 8 against the Dayton Dynamo, and as most players do, blaming the officials for what proved to be a very rough game, and a lot of injuries on Canton. If Detroit can come out hard early, they should be able to take it to them here.
Well, they're starting with Chapman, Geraghty, Bowers, Prescott and Rizzi, and Finnerty between the pipes. And we see Geraghty battling for the boards there with Casamani. He's scrappy to start. Tarnosi settles it down for Canton. And he is in fact cooled down. I'm just looking at the clock there, Nick.
1 second.
Looks as though we've played just 1 second there, probably the longest 1 second we've ever seen in the NPSL.
The referees for today are Steve Olson and Barry Deathridge.
Two of Michigan's finest.
Barry Deathridge and I played together college soccer at Schoolcraft College.
And 1950 what was that, Nick?
Yeah, not quite that long ago.
So we're underway again. Looks as though we're going to play a few extra seconds more in this game, and the clock appears to have stopped again. Now 14:57 remaining. And we'll get this one underway, I assure you, any moment now. Dino De Florio over the ball, knocks it in deep into the corner. Casamani goes for it, but Prescott gets there just ahead of him and pokes it out of bounds, and that will be a Canton restart. Very dangerous position there, close to the corner of the penalty box. Bobby D'Annunzio getting ready. Rizzi and Bowers in the wall. D'Annunzio steps over it. De Florio with his shot, blocked by Bowers. De Florio again in front. That one just passes by there, the open goal. Nobody in there to get a touch. Casamani across to De Florio. Good hard shot, but that one's wide. Now Chapman will bring it away for the Rockers. He slows it down, looking for support. Off to Geraghty, right side by the boards. And back to Rizzi, just inside the Rockers half. He's looking for Chapman. That one's cut out by the Troy Edwards.
The Canton Invaders, if you looked at their first attack, they like to use the boards more than most teams in the NPSL here. They have this small rink down in Canton, Ohio, and they use the boards to their advantage there.
Yeah, very, very difficult team to beat, as we mentioned in the opening, down in the Canton Civic Centre. But that one's cut out by Geraghty. Potential 2v1 there. Chapman goes past De Florio and just cuts it back there behind Geraghty. And Casamani just knocks that one out into the open field. Prescott across to Bowers. Tries to find Chapman in the corner, but that one's blocked by Casamani. Back to Bowers, and there's Billy Ronson seeing his first duty. The Energizer, his newfound nickname. A little bundle of energy, Billy Ronson. Tremendous asset, and that one nearly catching Olaski out. Just coming back off the upright. To Rizzi, Jay White from distance, just past the post. Billy Ronson in there making a nuisance of himself. And then De Florio knocks it out to the right side in front of us to Troy Edwards, nicknamed Chopper. I won't go into how he's come by that nickname.
Chopper. If you have a nickname like Chopper, you've got to play in the back somewhere. You're not going to play up front and have a nickname like Chopper.
Well,
good start for Detroit there, getting down in Canton's end like that. Canton with a flurry in the beginning there, and then Detroit coming back with a flurry of their own.
Yeah, important for the Rockers to get off to a good start here. As you mentioned, Nick, this is Canton's third game in 3 days. They got a rare old thumping in Dayton last night. They really want to try and get out in front early. There's Ronson over the ball, finds Salgado in the corner. Eli, the scorer of many spectacular goals already in a Rockers uniform. Across to Tommy Yusarov.
Friday night, Eloy scored a bicycle kick in the game against Canton.
I hear that was called by the Canton Invaders PR person as the goal of the season. Off a feed from Brian Finnerty, I believe.
Yeah.
And Salgado holding things up. Knocks it back to Isarov. He'll play it into the board. Salgado thinking Ronson was in behind. And in the end, that one's knocked back to the keeper by Keenan Michael. And there's the Canton Invaders coach on the ball, Oscar Bizzano. Now playing in his 9th season of NPSL soccer, and all of those with the Canton Invaders. Great servant to the game, Oscar Bizzano. Billy Ronson with the ball, leaves it to Salgado. Salgado looking for the run there. Jay White comes in. 2-point goal, Jay White. And Eloy Salgado did a tremendous job just holding the ball up there, inviting Canton players to come towards him. Jay White timed the run perfectly, and the ball's in the back of the net.
Yeah, Jay White sneaking in front of his the player that was marking him there, the forward that was supposed to track him back, being a little bit lazy there. Jay stepping in front. Here we have the replay. We're just getting seen the nice soft touch cross to Jay. Jay just getting there in front and hammering it into the top of the net there.
That's a great finish. Jay White, be pleased about that one. That, believe it or not, is Jay White's first 2-point goal of the season. 2 3-pointers and 1 1-pointer, but his first 2-point goal. That really is something, 18 games into the season. But just the start the Rockers needed, Nick. Oh,
great start for them. Two minutes into the game, just over 2 minutes in. 2-0 lead. They can continue this, get a jump on Canton. Jay White coming out with the ball here, coming up slowly. I believe we got a deflection off a Canton player there, stolen by Bobby D'Annunzio there, broken up. Bobby trying to come out, Eloy. Bobby grabs a hold of Eloy there, and Eloy flops to the ground.
That'll be a free kick to the Rockers. Billy Ronson getting ready to get things underway again. That one's knocked in. Bron Pfeiffer there, just getting a piece of that one with his head, but straight into the midriff. Frank Arlaski. Arlaski dribbles the ball out, and that one's back into Salgado, and he puts that one away. That one is White to Salgado. Return the favour.
Great start. Jay White again here. Jay White, if you see the replay, Jay White steps in front of the outlet pass here from the keeper, wins it, and just first time back into Salgado, it turns and just pushes it by the goalie here. Again, Jay White, though, captain of the team, doing it here. He's already stepped in front, won the outlet pass. You can see how the two Canton defenders are wide, spread out. Supposed to go, Canton plays it, they go into the midfield and then touch it wide. Jay intercepting it, though, and creating that goal. Nice finish by Eloy.
Good finish by Eloy. He's not had the best of luck in front of goal recently. That goal last night hopefully would have turned things round for him, and a very well struck goal there. His 24th goal on the season. That gives him 56 points, just a point now behind Sean Bowers, who currently leads the team in scoring. Gino De Florio over the ball. Rocker's got to be careful here. This would be a 3-pointer had he have chosen to shoot and scored. Chapman and Garrity getting in each other's way there. Garrity finds Prescott in space.
Look at how Canton pressures. See how Canton had 3 players up there pressuring. In their arena, they have a smaller arena, much smaller arena. In their arena, they get away with that and don't allow the Rockers to come out. Here, though, the Rockers are able to get out, and that's why the difference in scoring from home field to home field in this series.
Yeah, it's amazing that it is so different, but you're absolutely right. The Canton field very, very small. Arlaski there throwing long, looking for Alex Tarnosi. Finnerty coming out there with a head. For those non-soccer fans there in our audience, Finnerty can only handle the ball inside the big box there. That one's a good ball played through by Casamani. And Troy Edwards there, unable to control it. And there we see a scoring summary on the second goal. At 3:16, Eloy Salgado with an assist to Jay White. And that one's a foul there in the corner. There's Barry Deathridge with his foot on the ball. Dick McCormick to take the kick back to Bizzano. And that one's not going to trouble Brian Finnerty as it sails off up into the crowd. And just to make sure that we don't leave you guessing on the first goal, we have the scoring summary there. At 2:49 in the first quarter, and that one was Jay White with his sister Salgado. So a little double act going there early in the game for the Rockers.
Trading favors, trading assists to each other.
Here's Garrity looking for Chapman to make the run. Chapman can't quite find the space yet. And Rizzi knocks the ball in, hopeful that Chapman will have found space by then. Bowers back into Chapman with the header. Arlaski makes the save, and he'll roll the ball out far side there. A little nudge in the back there from John Dugan, and there's a quick 3v1 opportunity. McCormick, great save from Finnerty. Rockers got caught there. Good pressure from Canton.
Yeah, they lost the ball on the boards there. They almost came through. Sean stepped in front. Sean Bauer stepped in front, won the ball, but then he lost it to the other player who stepped in, and nice pass across, and Brian with a quick reaction save, tipping the ball over the bar.
Corner kick Canton. McCormick on the ball. Knocks the ball back. That's Pisano. And his shot there is blocked by Prescott. And that will be a restart for the Invaders. In the NPSL, the restart is not from where the ball leaves the field of play, but from where it was last touched. So you see it there being brought all the way back into the Rockers zone for the restart. McCormick and Pisano over the ball. Pisano with the shot. Half blocked there by the Rockers, and Finnerty completes the save. Quick outlet ball there. Chapman, who kept going there after the block. Keenan Michael tidying things up at the back for the Invaders. Cross to the near side. Pisano looking for the run there from Michael, who duly obliges down the left side. Pisano keeps going. Angles that one in there across the far post. John Dugan in there to McCormick, shadowed by Bron Pfeiffer. Back out to Dugan, and he sets up with that one. Good job from Rizzi there, getting a piece of that. Oh, great throw from Finnerty. Good run from Ronson. Lasky does well there, takes his time, and finds Pisano. A good tracking back by Salgado. Pisano.
Oscar, a good little player. Nice footwork from a defender.
DeFlorio. He's going to hold things up there. Fires that one in. Rather ungainly stop there, but it stayed out of the back of the net, so mission accomplished. Good feed there from Finnerty. Toe pokes it to Salgado. Back again to Ronson. And Salgado will pick that one up. Try and hold his man off, which he does successfully. And Rockers there looking for an over and back. Again, for those unfamiliar with the NPSL, a defensive team cannot play the ball back across their own yellow line. If they do, then that is an infraction. A free kick to the opposing team. And there's Salgado, who stayed up there. We're looking to put this one away there. Oh! And he has! 2-point goal, his second of the night for Eloy Salgado. And I think he's a fairly happy camper, Nick.
He looks happy, and he should be. He stayed up there. Brian Ferry got the ball and got it out to him right away, didn't hesitate, and from a bad angle just blasted into the far post.
Yeah, Finnerty, great outlet ball, and there we see Salgado. He's taking his time, he's under control, takes a little look up, the support's not there, so, well, I think I'll score myself. And then she goes, 2-point goal, and that makes the score the Rockers 6 and the Canton Invaders 0, 7:57 into the game, and I think we'll just have a chance to catch our breath. Those three tremendous goals from the Rockers, and we'll be back at Cobo Arena to pick up first quarter action.
Turbos are back for the 93 season. The National Division champs take on the world champion Buffalo Bills, Pittsburgh Bulls, Boston Blazers, and New York Saints. You can be part of the action for one low price. Detroit Turbo season tickets start as low as $50 and make a great holiday gift. Call 313-396-7575 to order now. Regular season begins January 16th at Joe Louis Arena. For more action, you'd have to join the team. Wolverine and Spartan Hockey in Detroit. The battle on Joe Louis Arena's ice continues Saturday, January 30th, 7 p.m. as the University of Michigan and Michigan State University face off in the CCHA regular season matchup. Last year, Michigan took 2 games away from MSU. This year, it comes down to 1 game. Will the Wolverines make it 3 in a row? Don't miss this year's explosive rematch between these 2 arch rivals. Tickets now at the box office at all Ticketmasters. Sponsored by Chief and Eagle Dealers, Coke, JBL, Miller, WLLC, and Pass.
And back to Cobo Arena. We haven't missed any action. The Canton Invaders taking the time to talk that one over at their bench. They find themselves halfway through the first quarter and 6 points down.
Great start by the Rockets, exactly what they needed. Get Canton doubting themselves. As we look at the summary of the third goal there, Salgado from Finnerty. Nice long outlet pass. Brian loves to throw those down there. enjoys getting points as a goalkeeper.
And on the restart, Troy Edwards across to little Bobby D'Annunzio. Casamani to Edwards. Little keep away from the Invaders, but not for long. Sean Bowers there. Chapman making a great run on the right side. If Garrity had been able to get the handle on that one, but a 4v2 opportunity for the Invaders. There's Casamani. And he's just run off the ball there in a 2v1 now. Jay White picking the ball down late.
Sean
left side. Sean Bowers across to Chapman. Chapman to Bowers. Oh, I hate to say, but it was there for him. Just couldn't quite get his foot on it.
It was a nice run by Sean to make that from a 2v1 to a 3v1. Good hard run out of the middle.
Lasky finds John Dugan. He knocks it into the corner. Tommy Isserov gets there first. Keeps the possession. Well done there from Isserov. And he frees Sean Bowers on the right-hand side. Bowers thundering down that right-hand side. Great ball across the far post. That was a shot come cross there. And now the Invaders coming back. De Florio looking for support. Doesn't find it. And Garrity comes away with the ball. Now a quick 3v2 opportunity. White to Chapman. He's got space in front of him. Takes the shot. Good save by Arlaski. And there'll be a kick in there for the Detroit Rockers.
You can hear the crowd here getting all excited on every shot opportunity here that's going on. A lot of action in the opening period.
That one will come all the way out to the top of the arc. The Rockers restart anytime the ball is kicked out of bounds from inside the penalty box. There's a restart at the top of the arc. And we see Billy Ronson over the ball. Looks at Chapman. Chapman takes a quick shot. That one's blocked out in front. A little uncomfortable there for Dick McCormick. Got that one full in the chest. Prescott to Ronson. Effectively on the power play now, the Rockers, with McCormick really slowed by that one. He's hobbling off to the bench there. Get some assistance. Pisano checks inside Chapman. Feeds the ball forward there to Dugan. Holds it off to Kenny Pryor. Pryor knocks the ball into De Florio, but well ridden off the ball by Marco Rizzi. Gets the ball to Chapman. Quick change on the Rockers bench there. Chapman goes in one door and Salgado comes out the other. I think it's worth mentioning at this point that the Rockers have scored 3 goals and have 6 points on the board. All of their goals so far scored in regular play, and those all count for 2 points each. As Ronson fires the ball in off the boards, back into Arlaski's hands. We'll talk a little bit about how the scoring works in the NPSL. We mentioned the yellow line earlier on. Right about where McCormick is now with the ball for Canton. If you were to take a shot there as an Invader and score past Finnerty outside of that yellow line, that will be worth 3 points. Rather like a 3-point shot in basketball. As Prescott shepherds the ball back to Finnerty. Finnerty brings the ball out over his yellow line. Feeds the ball to Billy Ronson. Salgado, good run there, making himself available for Prescott.
Detroit doing a real good job in the early goings of getting it into their target player.
And again, Salgado, he's everywhere at the moment. Tries to spin away, gets it back to Rizzi, back to Salgado. Oh! Oh, what a goal that would have been. Well, Kent looked as though they had a 2v1 break, but instead, that one will go against the Invaders. Tom Bialik, foul.
That was a great play. That was set up well. Rizzi with a nice little chip pass over the 2 defenders there to Salgado, with just one time it back to him and put him right in front of the net with a volley.
Well, I'll get a chance to look at this one. Here we go. Ball's headed back there by Salgado.
Somehow the keeper just barely gets his hands there. A full volley by Rizzi.
Yeah, he got hold of everything on there, that one, Marco Rizzi. Still looking for his first goal as a Detroit Rocker. Has a couple of assists for 2 points in his 8 games so far. I'm sure he would have appreciated the 2-point goal there.
Eloy, keep making those runs, Phil.
And here Brian Finnerty shouting words of encouragement, like all good goalkeepers need to do, communicating with his defence, making sure all the opponents are marked up. There's Casamani just inside his own half. Bowers in close attendance to Edwards, and that one's cut out by White. And there's Edwards. Tommy Isserov there, getting in front. He can't get it away. It's back to Edwards. Ronson cuts that one out. Kazamani flicks the ball through to DeFlorio. Tommy Yesarov still can't get it away. And they've got to come back outside the Rockers' defensive zone. Edwards, and that one's cut out. Good ball there from Salgado. Sean Bowers' patented sliding tackle, but couldn't quite get the ball. That one's through to Tarnosi, and off the line by Isarov. Good defensive support there by the Rockers. Salgado. Oh, interesting ploy there.
He's trying to play it off the boards to himself there. A little too far out to try that one. Not going to catch an experienced goalkeeper out with that from that distance.
Certainly worth a try. Didn't have too much support initially for himself. It was worth a try of these little tricks. Goes back heel there, as you mentioned, tricks from DeFlorio. Well blocked by Finnerty. We'll give him at least 2 saves on that one. And there's Finnerty shouting out Scooter. It's a nickname for young Scott Garrity.
Good work by Garrity to get out of traffic there.
And makes the run to collect the ball again, just in front of the Rockers bench. Faced by Troy Edwards. Back from Chapman to Garrity, off the inside of the post. Good 1-2 there.
And that was Garrity all the way from the back. Then he got it again in the midfield, and the combination, that would have been a great play. It was a great play. It would have been a great goal.
And Garrity again. Really found his confidence, Scott Garrity. And there's Andy Chapman, slows things down. Bron Pfeiffer with the white shoes. Tommy Isarov. Good to see Bron Pfeiffer back after his troubles with a hamstring strain. Very important part of the Rockers machine. Does a lot of hard work in midfield. And Oscar Pisano. Jay White can't cut that one out. John Dugan comes away with it. A thumping drive from John Dugan. And that narrows the gap there. That's a 2-point goal. I think he may have caught Ryan Finnerty a little unawares there. He really packed a punch with that shot. And that's with just 2:18 left on the clock in the first quarter. Canton Invaders get on the board.
Yeah, he just overpowered Brian with that shot that time. We've been seeing a lot of that so far this game, just beating the goalies on sheer power. Jay White tried to cut that one out. Actually went into the boards very hard. Missed the ball, went into the boards. Score now 6-2 with 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the game.
Left in the first quarter, isn't that, Nick?
Left in the game. First quarter of the game.
Wishful thinking, I think, at the moment. Important for the Rockers not to lose their way here. Just those 2 minutes left in the quarter, having built a 6-point lead and the momentum going their way. Things can certainly change very quickly in the game of indoor soccer. Here's Andy Chapman.
Andy's on the ball.
And as you heard, Andy's on the ball. Joined there by Bron Pfeiffer.
Right there.
And Pisano will take the free kick. Looking for Keenan Michael. And there's Kenny Pryor free on the right side, but couldn't control it, and that one's cut out by Rizzi. Billy Ronson on the far side there. Good ball from Rizzi. Ronson with the shot, puts it back in front there. And now we're going to get a delayed penalty against the Canton Invaders. That one called for the challenge on Marco Rizzi. Rizzi played the ball through to Ronson, but the official there, Steve Olsen, had spotted the foul, let the play carry on, rather like you would do in hockey. And then when the attack came to nothing, they called the penalty. And this will give the Rockers a shootout opportunity, whereby a Rockers player, in this case Eloy Salgado, there we catch the scoring summary for the Invaders. John Dugan from Pisano at 12:42. Eloy Salgado has 5 seconds in which to attempt to score in a one-on-one opportunity with a Canton Invaders goalkeeper. If he scores, it will be worth 1 point. There's a crowd getting behind Salgado. And that one will not be counting on the score sheet. Salgado had a great run going on shootouts until he missed in Chicago last Sunday, and now he's 7 for 11 on the season. He had in fact scored 6 straight prior to his miss in Chicago.
Yeah, Eloy trying to use the inside of his foot there to push it around the keeper a bit, just catching it a little too much, pushing it over the bar. He likes to do that. Most of the ones that I've seen him score on, That's the way he does it.
Well, the Rockers will continue now on a power play for the next 2 minutes, and should they score during this power play, that would also be worth 1 point. We mentioned the different points for goals scoring system in the NPSL. Good shot there from Bowers, blocked out in front by Pisano. We have 1 point, 2 point and 3 point goals. Hence familiar score lines of 18-11 and 23-9. And our score at the moment, 6-2. There's still 1 minute 28 left in the first quarter. Detroit on the power play, as we see. And there's Bowers dancing over the ball. That one is put into his own net by Troy Edwards.
Troy Edwards trying to stop it from going across. Didn't know if anyone was behind him at the far post.
It's another power play goal for Sean Bowers. His third power play goal of the season, and his 58th point to lead the team. He'll be credited with the goal, having fired the ball in across the box, and Edwards unable to get out of the way. There we see Bowers looking to see what different options he has, and decides to fire the ball in across. There's the unfortunate Troy Edwards, knocking the ball into his own net at the far post. 1 point goal, making the score the Detroit Rockers 7 and the Canton Invaders 2. Power play now over. Cut out by Ronson to Prescott, looking far side. Good ball to Chapman. Chapman holds it up there, looking for Ronson on the far side. Good run there by Rizzi. Takes the defender away, blocked out in front by Casamini, and Prescott unable to find Ronson in the corner. And good work there in tandem, Rizzi and Prescott across to Chapman. Chapman bundled into the boards there by Alex Tarnosi, who gives him a helping hand up. That'll be a free kick there for the Rockers.
Chapman takes his usual spot in front of the goal there. Loves to post up that close to the goal.
Good feed in there from Ronson. Chapman looking to turn. Just got away from him. That's not a good ball there by Casamini. There's Ronson trying to fire the ball in. Bowers, and that one's off the top of the bar. The shot's raining in thick and fast. Good challenge by Rizzi, but it's Canton who bring it away. Dangerous ball there across the box. The Rockers do seem to be getting to the ball first for much of the time here, Nick.
They're doing a great job of keeping Canton in their own end. Another pass coming out that the Rockers get to first.
There's Ronson. Tries to feed it in there. It's Prescott with a header. That one, suspicion of hands there from D'Annunzio, but not given. Rockers looking here to try and get this one deep in the Canton end, but not able to do so with just 4.4 seconds left on the clock. Good pressure from Detroit.
Yeah, the Detroit forwards are chasing the Canton defenders, forcing them to play it out early, and the Detroit midfielders and defenders are stepping up tight on their players, just like Jay White created the goal right off of that earlier in the quarter. But they're all doing it and keeping the ball in Canton's end, allowing Canton to come out.
Well, dangerous position here. Two-man wall. Gino De Florio with the shot. One may have been stopped by his own player. Casamini thumps the ball up into the seats. Well, shades of Chicago last Sunday evening. The Rockets had built a 9-4 lead. We're facing a similar situation. Marcelo Carrera of Chicago stepped up from the yellow line and thumped the ball into the net. All of a sudden it was 9-7, and the Rockers never really got it going after that. So that'll be the end of the first quarter. The Detroit Rockers 7 and the Canton Invaders 2. Very good first quarter for the Detroit Rockers, Nick.
Excellent first quarter, exactly what they needed to get this game going. And we'll be back, Cobo Arena, after this.
Alive.